If you ever need to hop a fence, you might need some upper body strength. Hey guys, I'm Olivia and welcome back to another video. Today, as you've seen by the title, we're going to be talking about push-ups and how you as a beginner can learn to do a push-up. Question from a subscriber, someone that commented down below on one of my challenge videos, Ruth Gebris. I don't know if I said that right, but she asked if I could do a video on how I was able to do a push-up. As a beginner myself, I was so confused and there's so much information out there, and I just wanted to get stronger and get rid of my noodle arms. And just a disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I'm just good at researching and finding information, and it took me a while to compile and figure out how to do a proper push-up, so I'm just sharing that with you. There might be other ways or better ways how to do it, but this is how I learned how to do a push-up and how I was able to incorporate it in my jump rope, triple 10 jump rope challenge, to get my arms and my legs and my whole body working right. So we're going to be doing a push-up today. So the two main focuses were progression and form. The first one I got down pat and I was looking at a lot of videos, but form was still like iffy because so many people have different opinions or different ideas of what the correct push-up form is. Progression is super big for push-ups, and I did it from a standing point to eventually getting down flat, and I'll show you how I do that. So pretty much I used the wall first, and then I eventually started inclining and going down to different surfaces. So if you're using the wall or the first stage to progress from standing to eventually getting flat and doing a proper push-up, I use the wall just to get used to, because if you're not used to arm workouts, or if you have no upper body strength like a lot of people, the wall was a really good way to do it. And remember, one of the main things is to keep your abs tight, core tucked in, and pretty much just practice pushing off the wall. And this will get you a good workout if you're not used to even doing any upper body workouts at all. So try and use the same motions as you would a push-up. Arms directly under your shoulders or your armpits. Pushing, keeping your elbows not flailing out, but keeping it in and pushing forward. Using that to push up. Keeping your core tight, so you're tucking in your core, and try not to have your butt out, so you're not doing this. Nice and flat there, so just pushing. Your feet are shoulder width apart. And eventually you're gonna keep going to the next level, so pretty much you're working with levels. So you start upright with the wall, then you can use steps, you can use a chair, you can use your couch, you can use whatever. And what I did was, like, I started from the wall, and then I would go lower. So keeping the same form to kind of do that. So keeping my butt tucked, my core tight, elbows in, and doing it. And lower. So standing up and doing it the level way was the best way I found to progress to doing an actual proper push-up. But you'll find out there that a lot of people do girly push-ups, or like kind of half push-ups, and I don't know what they're called, girly push-ups, but that's the only name I know them as. I don't find anything wrong with the girly push-ups because I've done them clearly, and sometimes I still go back to them. It's just that I realize that they're not necessarily the best form, or they don't equal the full push-up. Like, the alignment's not the same. It's not the same motion. That way, it was one of the ways that I used the most, the girly push-ups, for a long time. Okay, now that we've covered progression and how I progressed from standing upright to being able to get on the floor, we're gonna be talking about form. I know about form, and mostly it came at the right moment. This video by Jillian Michaels popped up. I'll link it down below in the description for anyone that wants to check it out. Pretty much she explained it so clearly. So there's different ways to do push-ups. You have narrow versus wide, and wide is more like chest, and narrow you get more triceps, and it's definitely harder when you go narrower. Doing more narrow, whatever. Closer is more difficult. Well, you gotta make sure your form, closer or wider, is good for you to have a good push-up. You need to have your arms pretty much the same level as your armpit. You don't want your arms going above you, and you don't want them too low behind your armpit. So pretty much armpit level or shoulder level. Another thing where I realized I've been doing a push-up wrong all these years, or my attempts at a push-up were wrong, it's like my elbows flail out. You want your elbows to be in the same alignment or straight, closer to your body if you're going there or there, but you just want your elbows here not flailing out. You want to make sure you have your core tight and your bum tucked in. You don't want your butt to be sticking out, and you don't want your body to be arched in. I'll show you better on the mat, but just keep in. You're supposed to be tucking in your bum. It's okay if you have a flat looking butt while you're doing a push-up. That's fine. It's good for your core. Tuck core, body in. Just before we continue, I just want to let you know whether you're progressing from levels or girly push-ups, or you're just going straight for it and doing the regular push-ups. Form is what's going to be good for you. So use the same form, the same principles. Arm under your shoulder, butt tucked, abs tight. And the final tip I learned from Jillian is to push forward so that your hands aren't flailing out at the elbows, and then you're on your tippy toes. I'll show you. It'll make more sense when I do it. So I have my core good. My butt's here. I'm keeping it tucked. I'm not up here. I'm not arching that back. It's too far ahead, and you don't want them to like where you're leaning like this. Also, keeping your abs tight prevents you from having that snake movement like when you get up. So you want your body to come up all at once, not just different parts raising it at different times. Again, just keep your abs tight. You're gonna push forward when you're on your toes, and then that will help you with your flailing. Those are the tips I learned on how to do a push-up as a beginner, and it helped improve my push-up game a lot. I did push-ups in my challenge where I really learned how to do it properly. 30 push-ups a day, so I did it in 10 increments, and I did that for 30 days, but within the first 2 weeks my push-up game improved a lot. So within 2 weeks you can learn how to do a push-up. As long as you stick to it, you're consistent, keep in mind some of these tips. If maybe I've made a mistake or done something that you haven't done to do a push-up, don't come for me. Let me know any tips or tricks that you've learned down below in the comments. I always welcome opportunities for growth and improvement. I thank Ruth for sending in this question. And I don't know how I didn't think of it sooner, but thanks, girl. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everyone that's watching this enjoyed this video, and that it helped you, and that you're going to go run out and start learning to do push-ups, because if you ever need to hop a fence, you might need some upper body strength. That's pretty much one of the main reasons why I wanted to be able to do a push-up, because if something happens in the world, and with everything that's going crazy right now, I can't hop a fence or I have no upper body to save myself. So even though I've fallen off, I'm getting back on it, and that was my motivator to do a push-up. Be sure to check out one of my workout videos or my Skip With Me Sunday videos, or any of my other non-fitness videos as well. I have lots of things here on my channel, but until then, I will see you in the next video.